Tastytrade started as strictly an education company, and then a few years later developed Tastyworks, which is the brokerage end. So it's a great combination of offering clients both education, which is really the key to retail client success, as well as a brokerage platform which tries to make it much easier for clients to understand, particularly options trading, et cetera, as we've seen this incredible growth in derivatives trading overall, but particularly options trading over the last couple of years. You know, we've always felt it's really important for people to understand primarily risk and then the reward that is associated with that risk. It was founded by people who, you know, I've known for over 30 years, traded with back at the SIBO, and then started Thinkorswim. I was with Thinkorswim for 16 years and different iterations of it. So all that said, it's kind of nice. My first day, they tweeted out that the band is back together again. So it's kind of fun to be back there with people I really know well and have the same mission that I've had my whole career, which is to make sure that the retail investor has a level playing field and understands the risks and rewards of the positions that they're taking. IG Corporation purchased Tastytrade last year. It's amazing to see the opportunities it gives. IG is a much better known firm, particularly in Europe and in Japan, where they're one of the top brokers in that country, but they're in 13 different countries, and it's a different product set overall. So one of the exciting things on a personal note is to come in here, learn about different products that are traded throughout the world. I think I know the US market fairly well, but starting to learn some of the international products. One of the things that I learned when we were back with Thinkorswim was in terms of, when you go to Asia, most of those countries, when a stock is up, you have it in red, and when it's down, you have it in green or blue. So just understanding some of the cultural differences, as well as how to communicate with people in things that make them comfortable in their culture. But what's really exciting is that at the end of the day, it comes down to the same basic message. What is the risk? Is it appropriate risk for you? And with that, here are the rewards that can come with that risk. No matter what the product may be, you can apply those basic principles, but it's really interesting to learn about some of the different products that may trade in different parts of the world that don't necessarily trade in the US. We're only 4 weeks into me being there, so as I said, everyone still likes me. And with all that said, just trying to learn a lot of what they do. The customer base is similar to what I'm used to, with some differences overall. And I think one of the things that's exciting about IG having bought Tastytrade is, you have amazing entrepreneurs, Tom, Scott, Christy, they've built these companies. And so now becomes a different challenge, which I've been lucky enough to experience in my career, and that is, how do you scale a company? How do you go from the startup mentality to a scaling mentality where you can bring a few 100,000 clients to millions of clients? And that really is the challenge and opportunity. With every challenge, there's an opportunity, and that's what has to get you fired up every single morning. So really excited about the way that we can scale this great technology, this great education into a much bigger name, so that people, around the country absolutely know who we are. We do over 8 hours of live programming every day, Tastytrade.com. And, Tom Sosnoff, who I think is the greatest speaker to retail clients I've ever seen, where people listen to Tom. He thinks differently. He communicates in a way that people understand. He's a very humble guy and easy to identify with. Him and a gentleman named Tony Batista, who I've known for a long time, and a young lady, Vanetta Loga. They sit there, and it's almost like people are part of their family in terms of they talk about not only the markets, they'll talk about what they had for dinner last night, but they do so in an interesting way. But then when it comes to markets, constantly trading, constantly helping people understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, why they're looking at the market that particular way. And I think one of the things that they provide that's the most valuable piece of education for most people is how to manage a position. Everybody's good at putting positions on. Where people struggle is what to do once it's on. As somebody once joked to me, the only position I've ever wanted is the opposite of one that I have on right now, to see what they're doing. And the most important part about it to me is sometimes they lose money. And it's important for people to understand that in trading, you're not always going to make money on every trade. I've always joked that I once heard someone say, I've never lost money on a trade. And my question was, how do you think you'll do on your second one? But you cut that risk really quickly. and you learn how to manage the losses with the wins. It's a much different way of presenting things than most people do, in my opinion. So up front, they say, here's where we're at, here's where we're going for. If it goes against us, here's how we're going to manage it. And again, I just think when the average person sees that, it can be a little bit intimidating, to be quite honest with you. But you start to learn, okay, the concepts are amazing, and what they're doing every day and putting this all together, because at the end of the day, managing a portfolio, especially if you're going to be doing it a little more actively, it's like putting together a puzzle every single day in many ways. And the market, particularly as we speak, has been certainly a puzzle to many over the last few weeks. So anything that helps you figure that puzzle out, anything that more importantly helps you manage your risk in that puzzle, is a really good thing. IG has an amazing CEO, June Felix. She really has a vision, and that is to increase the amount of revenue that's coming out of the U.S. overall for the company. That means that we have to take the entrepreneur mindset that got us to this amazing place and really expand it out to more clients, more opportunities, more things that we can give people. One of the things that Tom likes to do is live shows. Starting in July, we're going to go out on weekends and see people live. And I think people really are hungry after COVID, et cetera, for that sort of interaction, even though many people get to see them every single day. Being there everywhere, so to speak, is really part of it, and that's hard work. I've done it before. And you want people to always think of you whenever everything's going on, not only from the retail clients, but from anything you do in the press, from anything that has to do with market structure in terms of things that may affect the business. You always want to be the first call, and to do so, that takes work, that takes constant commitment. But the rewards are awesome, and it's so much fun, scaling that business every single day and watching the slow and steady growth. And I think that that's the primary, that is the primary goal for IG, having purchased Tastytrade and being there every single day. That's our primary goal. So it's just an exciting time.